everyone? Welcome back to another late night, another epic, another Western. We will be watching The Magnificent Seven, the original one, with a whole bunch of cast members that now I'm familiar with. And this is going to be one of the last Westerns before we get back into some of the sort of franchise films that we left earlier on. But that doesn't mean we're going to leave Westerns. We're just going to take a short break from it. But I think this one is a good one to catapult us back into, the Lord of the Rings franchise. And I still have the Star Wars franchise to watch as well. So that will be interesting, and other films as well. But glad to be watching a film back to back with Charles Bronson and James Coburn. So that's exciting. But yeah, let's get right into it. I know this film is somewhat inspired by Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai, which I have not watched, which again is something we might we will be delving into the future, is the foreign pictures. And Yojimbo is also very, very close with Clint Eastwood's films. Talk about High Plains Drifter, talk about the Dollars trilogy. So excited to get to some great foreign pictures and the likes. But yes, today we do have reprising his role as the producer,
Friendo.
Big Willie.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
I did not expect any differently.
That's the way it
but
is.
Without any further delay, let's get right into this picture, because Captain, we are Ego. Filmed in glorious Panavision. I did not know that this is where the theme came from, but it seems so appropriate as a cinematic theme song, an opening. And I recognize quite a bit of the names. I think the very first name that popped up, I don't know necessarily how to pronounce his name, but he was in Westworld, so glad to see him here. Oh, it even said it. This film is based on the Japanese picture Seven Samurai. I haven't seen many of those.
Last month we were in San Juan. Rich town. Sit down. Rich town.
The way
much
he
dressed
just
like God.
orders them, and the sort of extortion.
The days of good hunting are over. Once there was horses, cattle, gold, fruit from the trees, no more. Now I must hunt with a price on my head, relish at my heels.
Well, despite his plea for how hard it is, I don't think he garners any empathy.
Stupid. Stupid.
As if there was no other way to reason with the man. Again, from the very beginning, we get the sense that this is not the first time, and, it comes to the point where they need change.
We break our backs in the fields, and our bellies stay empty. We must do something.
We must do something.
But what?
I don't know.
We'll ask the old man.
The old man. The old man probably would know the Magnificent Seven.
Even if we had the guns, we know how to plant and grow. We don't know how to kill.
Then learn or die.
Well, if those are the only two, options, it comes down to the willpower of wanting to stay within their village as opposed to uprooting and going somewhere else. Kind of very similar to the beginning of Pale Rider, a small village that was, attacked, as we see it the first time, but it's multiple times. And then suddenly, this Pale Rider comes out of nowhere. This angel of vengeance comes to help them, and his advice is, stay and fight as well.
That's all that's holding things up. I'll drive the rig.
Wow, so much politics and, racial tension with just burying a, corpse.
Never rode shotgun in a hearse before.
I think this is the first picture that I've ever seen with Steve McQueen.
Easy. Just wind. We'll get there.
Not getting up there that bothers me. Staying up there that I mind.
I would never have. This is such a unique sequence to have a suspense around it, bringing a tomb up to a graveyard and having to protect it. Very suspenseful. It's funny even now. I just saw a short clip of The Fabelmans when the character was talking to John Ford, and he was talking about the horizon. Now I'm starting to pay attention a lot to Horizon. Not that I've watched The Fabelmans, just that short clip of the meeting. Oh, those cigars sure wear out pretty quickly, but he's a very quick draw.
Boys, the drinks are on me!
And I think the villagemen have just found their protection, their answer.
If you need protection, why don't you go to the rurales?
We did, twice. But they can't station men in a small village for who knows how long.
So they left. And when they left, he came again, Calvera, and every year since. And he will do so until he is stopped.
Well, this is the action he was talking about. Most definitely up probably his alley.
It will be a blessing if you came to help us.
Sorry, I'm not in the blessing business.
No, we offer more than that. We could feed you every day.
And we have this.
What's that?
I'm not in the blessing business. That was a interesting line. That and the fact that it was, cheaper to hire a man than a gun. Protection is expensive.
It would be hard to find men here. Everyone wears a gun.
Sure. Same as they wear pants. That's expected. But good men? That's something else again.
Exactly, and they just saw the ultimate example.
A clap. Faster. As fast as you can.
No, not quick enough.
Very young and very proud.
Yeah, the graveyard's full of boys who are very young and very proud.
Does that mean the graveyard is, not so full of very old and humble men?
What's underneath?
Only what I told you.
Gold? Cattle? Payroll?
Only what I told you.
Oh, sure, never mind. Just tell me what you can.
Harry, please don't understand me so fast.
I said never mind. I'm in.
Each one of the 7 will be in for a different reason.
Válgame Dios, there's one. Look at the scars on his face.
The man for us is the one who gave him that face.
Hey, learn fast.
Very well written responses.
No, I wouldn't even pay for my bullets. Ours is a poor village.
We understand. You could get much more in a grocery store. And it's good, steady work.
It's funny, he didn't even say, it won't even buy my food or whatever, or the cot. He said it won't buy my bullets.
Harry tells me you faced bigger odds in the Travis County War.
Well, they paid me $600 for that one.
He said you got that Salinas thing cleared up in less than a month.
Paid me $800 for that one.
He would not want to hear how much this one pays.
$20. Right now, that's a lot.
Right now. I like how at every instance, whoever they're recruiting, they're always ready with the gun. they either show it, hold it, unbuckle it at the ready.
Get up! Get up, I said! So help me, I'll let you have it right where you are.
What composure. He's so calm. Looks like the quick hands doesn't respond well to threats.
If he's the best with a knife and a gun, with whom does he compete?
Himself.
That should show you the level of confidence he has, that he only considers himself as competition.
Come on now. And let's see how fast you are.
He has a backstory. There's something about him that's, making him sort of slow or let's say choke. He looks like he has the ability to be fast.
Give him a gun, huh?
He seems to be the emotional core of the film.
Yeah, things do get kind of high when they find out you're on the run.
There's a dry wash south of town. Pick me up there.
Things do get expensive when you're on the run, and there you go. They already count him as the sixth man. Way to attract them and to charm them into accepting him.
The sow has no pigs. The farmer is afraid he may starve. She has too many pigs. He's afraid she may starve.
There's no need to apologize.
Well, what a way to put it, the sort of volatile nature of a farmer.
We ride for days to get to this nothing in the middle of nowhere. We're ready to risk our lives to help you. And you? You hide from us.
Interesting approach. He was the one who rang the bell. Hopefully he would be the one to even train the farmers.
Now get back to your houses, back to work. Go on. Go back. We'll let you know when to fight and how to fight. Go back. All of you. Go back.
The old timer is so happy. finally, they're something is going to change. Farmers will learn a skill to protect themselves, and this is the welcomed protection. That's an endearing scene where, members of the Seven start to care about this village, and who knows what will happen when, the opposition comes, whether parties die, that will be the sort of emotional anchor, that we feel for them, because now the integration is happening.
I'm sorry, Fred. I didn't mean to spoil it.
Oh, he's that good of an aim. Wow.
That was the greatest shot I've ever seen.
Worst. Was aiming at the horse.
Well, now 3 men are not going to come back to the party, so that means danger's going to come on to them shortly.
If he rides in with no idea of the reception we can prepare for him, I promise you we'll all teach him something about the price of corn.
Well, that's if they can, if they have enough time to train everyone and, almost like a surprise attack the next time Calavera and his men come, and really present them some, some competition and level-headed, defiance in terms of their tyranny.
What gold mine, senor?
You know, the one in the mountains.
In our mountains?
We never had a gold mine around here.
They're not even aware of it.
All right, come on, boys. More work, let's talk, huh?
Well, hopefully there's a sequence later in the film that pays off with either it being gold or silver. dangerously close for the sequence to be.
They're afraid. She's afraid of me, you, him, all of us. Farmers. The families told them we raped them.
Well, can't really blame the farmers. They're trying their best to protect, whatever they have from Calvero's men, from what has been of the past.
I can't tell you how wonderful it was for you senoritas to fix this very nice dinner for us.
That didn't work in his favor to get extra portion.
Yeah, these people really know how to cook. Dig in. There's tons of it.
You know what these people, the villagers, have been eating ever since we got here? Tortillas and a few beans, that's all.
Really shows, how much appreciation they have for them.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
In this instance, Steve McQueen would be the comedic relief in this film.
We can't protect you if you stay out here.
A fellow named Rojas, he's making room for you in his home.
Rojas. His conversation would bore me to death.
He has segregated himself, but yeah, something tells me even if Calvero does come into contact with, the village, bullets won't matter. They'll just keep flying. Doesn't matter how much they cost. They'll kill everyone. I sort of like that sort of way of signaling from one boy to another, waving the flag. It has its own interesting charm and sort of suspense that it brings out without using any words. Calavera probably is thinking, like, what's going on? Who are these men? Where's all the villagers?
They won't keep me out.
They're built to keep you in.
Wow. What a rebuttal.
We come cheaper by the bunch.
5. Even 5 wouldn't give us too much trouble.
But how about 7?
Somehow I don't think you've solved my problem.
Solving your problems isn't our line.
We deal in lead, friend.
Ooh. Ooh, wow. Oh, the bullets. Let the bullets do the speaking.
When I come back.
You won't come back.
Why not?
You won't have any guns. Take them off right now and drop them.
Oh, boy. What level of, standoff.
Sooner or later, you must answer for every good deed.
Oh, wow. I didn't know it started that early. Oh, well, technically it didn't really start that early. It's more of them sort of evading, and how are they tied in? Well, one good thing is that by the end of this stint, the farmers are going to have a lot more lead and weapons. Well, what's his whole business? Why was he so afraid?
Well, he'll leave us alone from now on.
You think so?
Of course. He'll go away. There are other villages. Other villages that don't sting the way we do. Senor!
Well, that's true for now. But, lest they go on to other villages and become a tyrant to them, best they sort of take them out for good.
Fool kid's gonna get his head blown off.
He's sort of the rogue one, sort of inexperienced. Oh, what an organized unit moving up the mountain.
What's the matter with you? Don't you hear so good, huh? Get down now, stay down.
It's funny, it's like all the kids are sort of endeared to Riley.
You got me. What do you mean you got me?
If you get killed, we take the rifle and avenge you.
And we see to it that there's always fresh flowers in your grave.
If you stay alive, we'll be just as happy.
Maybe even happier.
Maybe.
Surely that was just not added from randomly. It probably means that by the end of this, it's sort of bittersweet.
As I saw him run away from us. Man, that's a feeling worth dying for.
Oh, they'll never forget the taste.
I envy you.
Well, just by the end of it, they might be, vindictive is probably the wrong word, but they probably might be justified by finding something to die for.
Go home anyway, before he finds out you're here.
He already knows. He said he'd punish me for being so shameless. But I don't care.
That's how fast, a connection is made. But, at the same time, is funny for Chico. He kind of doesn't want to be categorized as like this, non-brute.
Rented rooms you live in, 500. Meals you eat in hash houses, 1,000. Home, none. Wife, none. Kids, none. Prospects, 0.
Not the prettiest under the hood.
Enemies? None.
No enemies?
Surely not. Everybody would have a price on their head.
Now take these and give them to someone who knows how to use them.
Yeah. While you're at it, why don't you ask Calvera what he has in mind for tonight?
Yes, do that. And I'll write a song for you myself.
Razor sharp dialogue here. I so enjoy the fact that, this chemistry between the 7 is not, it's not so lovey-dovey, it's not so buddy-buddy. It's, there's always a risk of them dying, and it's so palpable. Although it's not spelled out, I don't know how else to explain it. Every character has their specific thing that they're, like a backstory, although it's not completely spelled out.
A man who has fought so many times. You must have great courage.
Till the day you lose your nerve.
Ooh. Till the day you lose your nerve, it's like, how do you even relearn? Or would you have to unlearn? Wow, he's quick. If he can just get over his nerve.
We know what fear is. We live with it all our lives.
Only the dead are without fear.
Interesting. And he can certainly learn something from them, even though they're, they face the tyrant, given the opportunity, given the weapons and the protection, and they face their fear.
Bernardo O'Reilly. You've been adopted.
It's my real name. Mexican on one side, Irish on the other, and me in the middle.
He out of all of them probably integrated the fastest, but it's strange. He even looks like a young Josh Brolin. Josh Brolin looks like a young Charles Bronson.
As you say, senor, in the mountains.
All right, but where are the mountains?
Then I couldn't tell you.
All right, never mind that. Why can't
Probably
you
the old man, the old wise man should know.
Calvera isn't worried about food for winter. He's worried about the food his men haven't eaten for the last 3 days.
Wow, this village literally is his only source.
Give him what he wants. At least we'll be alive.
Quiet! And listen to me.
No! It is easy for them to say fight. They have no sons, no daughters, no wives. Go. Now, before it's too late.
Very good point. Very good point. The fact that was brought up, I like that, because it lends a good perspective as to, a good, weighing of the options.
Don't be fools! You'll turn our village into a graveyard. Tell them to go. It's the only thing for them to do.
I'll tell you what I can do. I can kill the first man who so much as whispers a word about giving up. The very first man, so help me, I'll blow his head off.
Well, at the same time, the 7, they're sort of sacrificing their lives for, well, $20. Some of them could use it, but in the long shot, they are themselves giving up something.
We took a contract.
It's not the kind any court would enforce.
That's just the kind you've got to keep.
It's a noble thought, the way things are right now.
Hey, a man's word is a man's word.
They have seen a thing or two in their time and done them too. They're not men you can impress easily, oh no.
Always seeking their approval. I'm shocked that he was able to come back.
Buenas noches.
Oh, this they did not see. They're attacking them from the very inside.
You should not be surprised. My good friend Sotero, he arranged to let me come in. Comprende?
Ah, great. The fear sort of had overtaken, but I have a feeling all hell's gonna break loose now.
What I don't understand is why a man like you took the job in the first place. Why, huh?
I wonder myself.
No, come on, tell me why.
Surely there must be something that's gonna change the tipping point here. Oh, Junior's gonna create some some mess here. Surely these men must feel naked without their weapons now.
The reason I understand your problem so well is that I walk in the same trap myself.
Yep, they share them.
You think I'm brave because I carry a gun? Well, your fathers are much braver because they carry responsibility.
Oh.
For you, your brothers, your sisters, and your mothers.
There you go.
And as nobody says they have to do this, they do it because they love you and because they want to. I have never had this kind of courage.
Wow.
Running a farm.
Even the gunmen. What do they have behind the gun?
In Texas, only Texans can rob banks.
All of them look like they have nothing to lose anymore. They have come to that, realization. Yes, they might want to settle down. They understand their responsibility and their occupation. But I think it's gonna come to the point where they will find the better sacrifice, is to fight for those villagers.
Adios.
That's the one mistake they made, is giving back their guns.
Yes, I'm one of them. But who made us the way we are? Men with guns. Men like Calvera and...
Men like us. Guns just bring more problems.
Think of the odds. Harry, nobody's asking you to go back.
Right on, Harry.
Right line delivery for the 7 of them. It's funny, I think I know Lee, the actor. I think he played in that British show called Hustle. Oh. All right, now here we go. Okay, we have our first first of the 7, or well, 6, that is shot.
Oh, God, Chris, I'll get you out of there.
He was keeping an eye on everything. Well, that was very courageous. He provided the very necessary, like, distraction for them to get cover, I guess. I think it'll come also to the point where the farmers, if they even have their arms, they'll pick it up and start shooting.
Yes, Harry. You had it pegged right all along.
I knew it. What was it?
Gold.
Oh, that should leave him in peace. Okay, at what point will he get over his nerve? Wow, very much so, just throwing himself in the line of fire. It literally forced him to do it. It's funny, he was seeing the farmers even attack without a gun, and just, he was still, and then shot. Oh, they exchanged lead. Wow, that was all in one shot. Boy, you know, that's dangerous to be holding a horse like that. Boy, is he accurate.
No, get back. Come on.
Ah, lest he gets shot again trying to save the children. And now they shall pick up his arm.
What's my name?
Bernardo. Bernardo.
Right.
Rightfully adopted just before he passed away.
They are like the land itself. You helped rid them of Calvera, the way a strong wind helps rid them of locusts.
Interesting to think about the farmland as the extension of the farmers, because the same work that they do there, it's like they're buried in the earth right after, you know, time passes by. No, he's gonna go back. He's gonna become back a farmer. He's gonna give up the gun life.
The old man was right. Only the farmers won. We lost. We always lose.
This presents a very interesting perspective that I would not have known. You know, just having him say that. You know. As in, it is completely bittersweet. And they just go on to the next place. They go on to the next number. Well, at least they can sleep knowing that they did something right. And their consciousness would not haunt them. Thoughts. You know, ironically, I actually have seen the remake, the one with Denzel Washington, with Chris Pratt and the Ethan Hawke and several of the characters. And I'm not so sure why I watched the remake before I watched this one. I guess I was not that familiar with Westerns at the time, that I just happened to watch it in cinema. But this film, you know, it interestingly, you know, tells a lot without showing so much behind the curtains. Like if you just compare, like Ethan Hawke's character in the remake had this whole entire backstory, Whether it was completely necessary to have, I don't necessarily know. What I do know is that seeing this version, it you don't really need it. The characters were as interesting not having to know all the backstory, as opposed to Lee had been in quite a number of fights. And James Coburn, his completely silent persona, it was still very intriguing in itself. And all the various characters having these different personalities coming together for this one contract, knowing that in the end they came back, what was $20 worth their life, probably not. Riley, look at how much he had earned for all the different battles he had gone through, and yet he is buried under the earth for this one. And no amount of money can pass through onto him, but certainly he went away with having some kind of peace, I would assume, and having taught the kids a lesson that it's not the gun that really makes the man, it's the responsibility that they have, and that society, it's interesting, like the westerns, how I specifically sort of see the man behind the gun as such this macho character, and this film sort of paints a very interesting picture, as opposed to the lifestyle that they had to leave, that they have to live, and their mentality of we're just a man with a gun, there's nothing to it, that's it, it's something somebody can learn and just be as good as us, but what really makes us. And it was their character and their willingness to go back and fight for them, and their dignity and willingness to help, which made them the Magnificent Seven. So, interesting film. I like it way more than the remake, and I think it's ripe for rewatch, in the future. And they had a lot of good actors, like James Coburn, Charles Bronson. I'm not familiar with the others, like Harry and Lee, but it was fun seeing the actors we had seen in previous films. Steve McQueen himself is a magnetic character, and I can't wait to see more films that he's in, including Bullet. So, with that being said, great film, glad to have watched it. But moving forward, we're going to be going back to some franchise films. So until then, until I see you, I'll be reading. I'll love to be reading. What I know you guys will be educating me on, anything I got wrong, any experience you guys have personally had with this film. I'll enjoy reading that. So until then, I'll see you in the comments section. Take care, guys.
What's up, you cinephiles? Thank you very much for making it to the very end. Me and Big Willie don't take that for granted. We really appreciate you. Now, if you'd like to show your support to us, you know what you can do up here. You can smash that button, really just smash it. And if you would like to check out some more content, they're all curated by days up over here and playlists. So, you know what? We hope you're having a great day. Don't crumble, and just continue to smile and be a good bastion of cinema.